Hey, Pete, the Peptide Guy here on Podcast Lane, and I have George Pisaruk with me today. How you doing, George?
Great. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for being here. So, George, in the legal world, and a lot of that can mean a lot of things to a lot of different
Mhm.
people, right? What drew you to your profession?
I think, coming from a business background, an engineering background, I think, working with technologists, engineers, and business people, finance people, and lawyers, half and half. The synergies between both, I think, were complementary in that, and so I felt like I could go ahead and use my business skills and my business background, and with a legal background, to go ahead and expand and grow people's businesses, not only from a business standpoint, but also from a legal standpoint. So.
Got it, got it. So you definitely feel your engineering background helps you navigate a lot of that as well?
Yeah, so I've got a background in supply chain management and productions operations management, and in working with clients, depending on if the client is in technology, software, healthcare. I've worked in the defense sector. There's a nexus between in terms of what applies in the business world, and then also what applies from a practical legal standpoint. And that's what we try to go ahead and do in my practice is go ahead and draw down upon what practical legal solutions there are to business problems and that. So.
Got you. Excellent. So what is so significant about your legal practice?
We have a small boutique corporate law practice.
Okay.
And unlike some of the large firms that have 40 attorneys, there's just two attorneys. Both have over 25, 30 years experience in corporate M&A, business transactions, employment law. I've been general counsel of a few public companies, a few private companies, and I've worked domestically here in the United States in a variety of industries and internationally in Europe, the Middle East, and the Far East, and that. So that type of breadth. With my partner and that we can really tackle a lot of different issues in a myriad of ways that maybe a lot of other people wouldn't look at it both from an operational standpoint and a cultural standpoint. So.
Got it. Now being that boutique kind of service that you offer, does that make you just more personal as well? Are you able to get to be more intimate with the client?
Yeah, that's the big thing in terms of with working with us in a small law firm in general. And I think the paradigm's moving to more, and maybe we can touch on it, fractional GCs
Yeah.
and small law firms, and they're more efficient. There's more face to face. You don't get the overhead of a large, or a highly expensive general counsel, but you still get the expertise in that. And so, when efficiency is there and when you want practical solutions, then one of the benefits is going to a small law firm has a pretty good breadth in a lot of different areas. So.
Right. Right. Great. Okay. Yeah. Let's revisit that term fractional because that can mean a lot of things. It's not math. It's
No, it's on math. Yeah, it's
okay.
on math.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Break it down for us.
Yeah, so fractional GCs, I think it's the coming sort of view of maybe the legal profession and maybe way businesses are going right now. So fractional GC is when a company through their growth stage can hire a full-time counsel, and so but they still need the legal and business advice on a day-to-day basis. Well, fractional GC is perfect because they go ahead and provide those services on a unlimited basis. So for X amount of hours and an X amount of discounted fee, you can go ahead and tap in, give me a call or a fractional GC a call, and then get your questions answered in a quick way.
Gotcha. What challenges might businesses have that your fractional business can help them with?
A variety of different things. I think it's, turning complexity into practicality and simplicity. And so, with a small law firm, you're going to get hands-on experience and hands-on, care. Really, I get calls like on weekends. I get calls, in the middle of the night. It's not a big deal. It's just I want to help clients, and we want to help clients go ahead because we're a small business too, and we can
Right.
really understand that. And so the different areas that we can go ahead and help them in are in a variety of areas, everything from employment law, mergers and acquisitions, if they have a tax issue, if they have a data privacy issue, a contract that they need, or just policies and procedures on that. So.
Gotcha. Without obviously getting too specific on anybody's, you know, legal thing that you worked on, what would be one of the significant ones that you were able to help somebody out with that they didn't see a strategy other than what you came up with them for?
I think a lot of small businesses really, and this applies to every small business or mid-sized business. They go ahead and in a lot of different areas they want to go ahead and grow the business and get that sort of classic hockey stick with sales velocity going up, and so they can go ahead and have the options whether to go ahead and keep the business or sell the business. And so a lot of the times that we do is it's kind of a cradle to grave sort of relationship in which we go ahead and we set up the LLC, and then we go ahead and help that company grow to a certain point where they want to go ahead and sell it. They want to get out. They want to retire. They have children. They want to spend more time with, but they want a good a value for it. And so in those areas, we go ahead and we help them through that process, taking what they have right now and from a legal in a business situation, and then going ahead and packaging it so it'll be palatable for a buyer to go ahead and purchase it at a really good value for the business. So.
Right. So what kind of clientele do you look for or seeks you out?
I think it's a variety of different clientele. We've got clients that are multinational clients. There's some international clients. There's a person who has an idea and they want to go ahead and they want to set up an LLC, or they want to set up a business to go ahead and provide services or a product to the market and that. So it really depends. We handle everything from the quote unquote mom and pop
Right.
right up to a Fortune 500 company that has offices here in the United States and abroad and that. So.
Gotcha. What would you say is the on a 1 to 10 scale of somebody starting a business that they should seek somebody out like yourself in order to get that advice from and how to run it?
I think it's critical.
Okay.
I think it's critical when you start a business, you should get a good team involved. You need a finance person or an accountant, and I'd really would highly suggest seeking an attorney, if nothing else, to see whether to set it up correctly, whether it be an S corp, a C corp, an LLC, a partnership, and that, because there's a lot of different liability factors that play into it over the course. And you don't want to get yourself in trouble because, you may be putting your own money in, you may be putting friends' money in, your family's money in. So you want to go ahead and make sure all the steps are taken to protect yourself in the future of the business. So.
It sounds like you put not only just the business itself, but it sounds like you really put that personal spin in there so that there is that intimacy between you and your client, that they're just not, a one and done kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're a natural extension. I like to think of us as a natural extension of the client's management team. So they can go ahead and call at any time and ask to try to get practical legal and business advice and that. And so we really go ahead and try to hone in on a personal touch. Having worked in a lot of businesses, both large corporations and small corporations and large law firms and small law firms, we really want to go ahead and make sure that the client isn't lost, that he's not another number, because looking at it, that's his whole life, and that, and so we really take that to heart. So.
Yeah, no, it sounds like, and I think that's probably the most important part is when seeking that out, that you do have that personal relationship and you're not just a number. I know as an entrepreneur myself, starting your own business is not easy, and there's a lot of things out there that you'd learn on the fly. And I wish that when I started, I met you. That would have been my life a lot easier. But I would definitely seek some advice from you when we're off camera. George, Why don't you tell the audience how they can get in touch with you and your services?
Yeah. We are Pisaruk Legal Solutions. We are, you can get a hold of me at George at pisaruklegal.com. And our website is Pisaruk, www, pisaruklegalsolutions.com. And so, again, if you have a question, you have some thoughts that you want to go ahead and do, please reach out. We're always there to help. So.
Hey, George, thank you so much for all that great, useful information. And this was a great talk. Thank you so much. I learned a lot.
Oh, thank you for having me on board.
Thank you.